咩？7 度？
哎，收卡。
没有。而且今天上的好无聊，他就一直在讲表格，然后讲表格，讲爬数，然后再用那个就是练习的，对啊，就是之前都讲过。怎么可能？拿冠军就开课了？那到处都是老师了。这是小的。
又来。
又是 AS。
哎，fold。不来。好。
8000。
Elfin. Yeah, there's quite a bit to catch up. We did jump right into the action, so there's quite a bit to catch up here. So let's start with that again. There's 6 teams of 2, each player getting 50K chips on each team. And if one of them are eliminated, they will be replaced by their other teammate. And each level, which should be 20 minutes, each level, they will swap places with their teammate. And I believe that teammate will be bringing in their stack. So that all in addition to the 7 deuce rule that you had went over there, Richard. So as we see here, take it down, and we'll have plenty of time to get familiar with our 6 teams here.
So we have a team Thailand, yeah?
That we do. Here in the 1 seat, Thailand has been dominating the series so far, as we just saw in that last stream. Went heads up for the Queens of Asia event between 2 Thai players, and well, they may be outnumbered here, but maybe not outgunned.
Mr. Ricky Chung looking dazzling in that HK poker hat, as always.
Yeah.
My man's very fashionable. Top Cantonese commentator, if any of you guys are looking for one, that man. Team Pushasa out of Thailand. Gonna raise up the button, ace-9 suited. Gonna find some resistance here out of Team Elfin, it looks like, who wants to defend the big. offsuit ace good enough to c3 at least. King 9 tray, 2 diamonds on this flop. Team Elfin does have the diamonds working for them, but there's Team Pushasha who will c-bet here with middle pair, and
Take it down.
nicely done.
Okay, I do think somehow, some way, that said that was hand 3 already. I do think we missed a hand. So that's why I was a bit confused about the chip counts here. You saw that Team Thailand in seat 1 had already opened and still had their starting 50 stacks, so we must have missed a hand where that maybe they picked up a small pot. Getting a look around here at the table. In the 6th seat, we have Team Ping Ping, and in the 5 seat, we have Team Kathy. Unfortunately, that is not Kathy because
That's Alex Lee, of course it is. I was like, I know this guy.
yeah,
Okay, yes, Alex Lee, that's funny. I haven't seen him in years.
Team Kathy. Kathy, a good friend of ours. I was telling her, can't wait for her to get on the stream so we can absolutely rip every play she makes.
Exactly.
She will not be safe. But onto the action we have in the current hand.
Team Jimmy, Mr. Ricky, mystery hand.
No longer a mystery. Ace 3 off. Respectable hand to be playing this way. Yeah, gets jack. Wow. Easy man to impress, seeing a single ace there. I made this comment, I believe, on stream before, but I always think it's funny when someone reveals just a single ace. Usually it's pre-flop, right? And it's like, it's usually not that impressive. It's honestly telling. It's like they're showing ace to build credibility, but if it was aces, ace king or something, they usually show both. So it's kind of telling, hey, I raised, I had an ace, but it's something wasn't the nuts, you know?
For sure, man.
So I just, frankly, ain't buying the credibility. It's like, please don't raise me. Here we go, open it up. Raise to 4K. And as we just saw with our past event, Richard, it's seems like quite a blessing here that we're already on the 1K, 2K blinds. It's going to push a lot of this action here. Starting stacks only 25 blinds, even though they do have a teammate, so each team effective 40 blind or 50 blinds, sorry.
Team Kathy flopping top pair and getting c-bet into from Team Wen with the pocket trays. Not a bad turn card for Team Kathy.
That's right. Sometimes, though, it's the rich get richer, and it's actually kind of a curse in disguise here, because you kind of want a hand that your opponent can connect with, or a turn card that your opponent can connect with, so they can pay you, right? Eve's already pretty confident there with top pair. And now...
Greedy. Oh, I thought it was 16. I
Oh, okay.
I saw him. I thought I saw him say 16.
Oh, and he's not going to be getting anything there. That repeating deuce is a hard card to bluff on, so the fact that he goes for it there represents a lot of strength. It's like, and the reason, frankly, it is a hard card to bluff on is because you're going to get picked off a lot of times, right? If someone already kind of had a hand there, had like a pair that they were slow playing, or even ace high, they may get curious. And we see once again in the chat, love for our Thai players here. Big shout out to all those watching at home from Thailand.
Yeah, absolutely. Team Kathy now with the real holding. Facing an open here from Team Win-Win.
Yeah. I'd argue Team Win-Win also has a real holding, but maybe not for 7.5 big blinds when already only working on 25. So lets it go. Lets it go pretty quickly, I might add. Didn't really even consider calling and seeing a flop in position. Don't know if that's just table dynamics and they don't expect to be getting 3-bet pretty light. And Richard, we do this on every table, every featured table, and the action's moving quite quick here, so I'd like to get your opinion early. Which team do you think is the favorite to take this whole thing down?
I mean, it's very early, right? But probably gonna have to go with Team Thailand.
That's my mistake. I forgot to tell you that you couldn't choose them because they were my pick. So, you know what? I'm gonna stand by Team Kathy.
I would have gone for them too, so that would have been my second pick.
Okay, well, I guess maybe Richard has early access to the information of the cards because picking Team Thailand, and there we go, Cowboys.
Well, no value.
No, yeah, absolutely no value. Again, people just not putting up resistance here early. Probably assume people aren't getting out of line, and rightfully so. As we said, each level, these teams are going to be swapping out their players, and I do think that we may be approaching that pretty quickly, as these levels are only 20 minutes long. Haven't seen too much action just yet.
Team Kathy going to open up the action here with the ace-deuce offsuit. Either cut off, take the fight to the rest of the table. Team Pushasa going to come along in the small, and we'll go four-handed now. Team Ping Ping not letting any action go by them.
A little bit of something here for Kathy, a little bit of something for Team Thailand. Team Kathy is going to feel comfortable betting the pair of deuces here on this board into 3 other players, and you know what? I was going to say he's right to do so, but he's even getting flatted by ace-10, which, I mean, is great. Great for them, but actually does not have the most equity at the moment. Maybe that's why, because there were 2 overs to go along with that flush draw. And now Team Thailand pulls out ahead.
Yeah, well, a nice turn card, of course, here for Team Thailand. I think if we see any continuation betting going on, maybe a check raise is in order. But then again, also just playing passively might not hurt.
Right. Depends on the player, but I think check raising there is asking yourself for trouble, because if they bet again, they probably have a queen, and you have equity against a queen, but you are currently behind. What do I know, though? Team Thailand
Check
says
jam.
check jam for it all. Team Kathy quickly out of the way, and Team Ping Ping probably wondering, what the heck did I just do?
Thank you.
See in the chat someone asking Jamie.
Jimmy.
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 Yeah.
It's funny, it sounds like we're saying the same thing here. Is there a feedback here in the headsets? Team Jimmy here.
Not Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Jimmy. Like gem.
Jimmy.
Like a gem.
It's funny because that's what I think I'm saying. And you're correcting me. I understand it's not Jimmy like the male's name, but that's funny. Just a little bit back and forth there. But yes, this is a team event. So each team will be swapping out their players at the beginning of each level.
Melvin just going to complete in the big, and we'll see 3 here. 8-5-3 finds middle pair, and team win find a gut shot. But I mean, it's pretty thin. I guess maybe call 1, try and turn an ace, or of course a 4.
Yeah, it is a blind v blind battle, so as I always say, ranges are wide. It's possible that ace high is still good here.
True that as well.
Checks back, and this board runs out quite dicey. 4 to the straight. Check, check. And you see there, he flips over the ace high. Rather hopeful, hoping that it might be good. It is not. And a small pot. Going over to the 3 seat.
I mean, no phones allowed at the feature table as far as I'm concerned.
As far as I'm concerned, unfortunately, Richard, we're on a delay, so it's going to be quite difficult to get out there and enforce that in time. Yeah, these players, these teams rather, sitting here playing for 10K up top. It is a winner takes all event, so I think they're, of course, 10K never hurt anybody, 10K Taiwanese dollars, but maybe they're here for the FaceTime and the bragging rights. Correct me if I'm wrong, I think this is the second time now Team Kathy's picked up Ace-King, and this time might be able to cooler Team Thailand. I mean, if they jam, it's going to be showing a lot of strength. At these stack depths, I really think it's the only play here.
Seems like he's actually gone just for a 4-bet.
Yeah, and I'm not really sure. I mean, it basically is a jam here. 4-bet, 80% of your stack. And takes it down. I am curious if... I guess it doesn't really matter that much now. She had folded, but as we see, the team's starting to swap. Now everybody taking their seats as the levels change here. bringing in their own stacks of 50K chips.
你真是哦，想回家就说嘛，真的是很看得起我哎。
Welcome back to the feature table, Miss Elfin. Second one today. She must be tired too.
That's right, but not tired enough to chase a trophy.
As a wise man once said, and then got cut out.
It's a good enough line that we're going to try to revive it as often as we can. Isn't that right, Richard?
That's it. I might just bring it back for day 13.
Action's getting started for our second group of players. Team Thailand giving a little peek at the cards. That is a good one. I guess it does seem like he is sitting in front of over 100K here, so I guess the stacks have been combined already. Which would make sense now, I understand here in the rules. It's only if they had busted in level 1 would the player come in and replace their stacks. So now the stacks are combined, so that really accelerates the format of this tournament, where they're always at risk. It's not like you have 2 lives.
And Mr. Rotank is a legend.
Legends all over the field right now. Really, it was like the first level was for the warm-up, and now we're bringing out all the superstars.
Superstars and superfish.
I'm not going to ask you to identify which are which.
Well, they'll have to show us. We only believe what we can see. And Kathy folding the 8-7, I'm never going to forget that.
Yeah, we will not be forgetting these. Maybe you have to come back and watch this later, and maybe I'm going to start typing in my notes. Give her a free coaching session after the stream.
I wonder if Kathy knows what a suited connector is.
Well, if she doesn't, it's going to be pretty easy to coach her up. Encyclopedias full of content that will be new to her. And quick, easy C-bet with ace high here, or a pair of aces rather. Take it down for those at home, and maybe Kathy, if someone tells her to come rewatch the stream. It's all done with love. We wouldn't rip you if you weren't such a good friend.
That's it.
You know, we do have, I believe, here in the... Yeah, we do have, you'll have to forgive us, we have in the video description here the seat drawings, but they are certainly inaccurate because we already have Team Elfin listed as the 2 seat, and Elfin is definitely sitting in the 3 seat. So, Team Thailand is correct. I believe maybe we just have the 2 and the 3 seat swapped. Actually, I believe maybe the 2, 3, and 4 seat swapped. As action gets underway here. Fold it over to the button. Queen 5, perfectly acceptable open.
I must say, everybody's nails, including seat number 1, are absolutely immaculate.
Oh, wow, you're right there. I mean, it's important to be able to hold on to chips and play with them effectively, right? Gives you a big advantage at the table.
That's it.
Team Ping Ping bets, takes it down. I think we maybe caught the camera crew a little bit in a trance here. So we're fixated. Sir, there is a table of poker players here. Table of 6. Team Ping Ping opening once again from the cutoff. Fold, fold, and Elfin. How does she want to play this? We did see her at the feature table earlier today, mixing it up every now and then. Usually when you call something out, it's not for a call, so she is going to be raising. It looked to me to be about 18, the perfect 3-bet, 3x the open sizing. It's going to be too rich for Team Ping Ping. If you're just joining us, welcome.
As you can tell, our camera crew are from Vietnam and fixated on their Vietnamese superstar, Miss Jimmy.
Someone saying the Angels table, you were right there. But yes, if you're just joining us, this is the Player Series Championship 3 Natural8 Ladies Poker ROSÉ Invitational. Top prize here. Battling it out for 10,000 Taiwanese dollars, I believe. Not cash, but actually tournament credit. So whomever wins this, expect to see them at the tables later in the series. And funnily enough, I think I see Kathy in the chat rooting for herself. At least that's who I thought it was last time they popped in.
Oh, Kathy for sure bust first.
Kathy.
Kathy
Woohoo.
cannot even call suited connector in the small blind.
She's learning, all right? Maybe she will happen to improve drastically over the course of this tournament. Team Win-Win, however, focusing back on the action, has this board absolutely crushed. Somehow on the flop 3-ways already got it all locked up. No equity for any other player and an ace. Maybe it's going to make Team Thailand give them a false sense of security.
And Mr. Tung Ton asking why y'all giggle. Well, we're just happy, two happy lads.
We are two happy lads here, having a good time. Especially in an event like this. What did you call it? A spectacle event?
Honestly, I can't remember.
Believe that's your words, and there's a lot to spectacle. Forgive me. We have a big bet here.
Flush here for win-win. Team Jim.
Interesting that we saw continue there on the.
太简单了。
鱼戏也是哦。
哦，对。
对啊。我们可以。
骑马是什么？
开骑的马良。
骑10马，10万。还不到。哇。
Okay, back to the action here. Jams with the flush. It was interesting that we saw a call on the turn there, a bit speculative. Had a gut shot with the flush already available on the board. Had an opportunity to make a flush, however, we could see there she already was drawing dead, even from the flop. As someone in chat points out, yeah, the big bet was a bit strange. And the fact that they continued, I mean, I guess that shows that they know a bit more than we do, huh? Sorry, Damien. Sorry to bring you such laughter and happiness. I'm glad that we can all have a bit of fun here as we watch this Invitational.
I mean, this is why we put on the events, right? It's just for the fans, honestly. Just to
就是我没看错嘛。哇塞，什么比赛？女士赛吗？没有，就天津女士队那个盘子。
Don't know why we have the giggles tonight, honestly. I think we're delirious, just been in this commentary booth all day. Jamie just gonna jam here, blind v blind. Use that ace as the blocker. Of course, Kathy with the Doyle. Not defending there. Why did you lose again, Mr. Win?
没有，我最近真的比较忙一点，因为那个协会开幕嘛，对，很忙，在店里面很。但是啊，一直说要去，那个他没有邀请我开幕，但是那时候我在 APT， 所以没事，你有空随时来都可以。早上跟那个谁科打，他也是说他们最近都在对，都在处理店里。你不要来也好，少一个人跟我抢那个红色。
So 1K, 3K are those blinds with 3K anti-active on the big blind each round. And like we've said before, there's a couple of cool rules going on here. The 7-deuce offsuit game, you win a couple extra big blinds depending on when and how you take the pot down. So pre-flop, flop, turn, river, all carry a different amount of big blind that needs to be paid by each player. And so it just adds a little bit of a more exciting dynamic. Instagram stories have to be captured as evidence, of course. This will no doubt go on the Instagram bio ASAP. 665. Pretty good flop for both players. So it depends who wants it more. We've seen aggression being rewarded more often than not here. Go Goddess Jing and Goddess Mosquito. Not sure who Mosquito is or Jing. Might go to both of them. Jack on the turn. That brings an over card. Tim Ping Ping gonna lead out for 15k, so 5 big blinds into the 52 in the middle, so quite small. Right around 30%.
Yeah, quite small, but it was enough to get the ace high out of the hand there. It's a bit hard for them to continue, I suppose. As we see here in the wide angle, next level begins at about 3 minutes, which I do believe we'll see the swap of the teams once again.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting dynamic.
Right, actually, ironically as well, this is running concurrently alongside our Player Series Tag Team event. So, maybe for these people here that, you know, couldn't make it to the tag team event, this is the best sort of action we'd get. Richard, you ever played any tag team events?
No, I don't think I have, actually.
Well, imagine trusting your poker buy-ins, not just to the poker gods, but also to your friend, and then having them try to explain to you that it was okay to bluff it off with 6 high after we were a chip leader. All that's to say, I have played a team event, and I'm not sure if I ever will again.
But I mean, I guess if that's what constitutes a team event, then I have played it. I've grinded with a couple of guys in a grind house and needed to go to the toilet and asked them to watch my table. Came back and had 50 big blinds and came back and I was deregistered from the tournament. And the excuse was, sorry, you had aces in the big blind. I was like, oh.
You know, we're here to have fun. I'll actually share a story recently. Don't ban me, Natural8, but I had the same thing. Had to go downstairs to pick up some food delivery. Had to try to explain to my girlfriend, hey, ace, ace, king, king, queen, queen, jack, jack, ace, king. These are the hands. Jam all in. I come back and we're somehow under the gun in the 3-bet pot with king 2 offsuit. I swear to God, that's a real story from about a week and a half ago. So I guess that also constitutes a team event. I see exclamation point payout. Just a reminder, the payout here, the structure is winner takes all, 10,000 Taiwanese dollars to first place split between the team.
And just tell us, who is Jin Jin? Because we've got 2 messages about Jin Jin already, so I'd love to know who that is.
Yeah, so many nicknames here. Hard to keep up with everyone.
And Mosquito. Whoever Mosquito is. Goddess Mosquito. Team Ping Ping getting a little bit spicy here with the 3-bet on the button, ace-4 offsuit. Just using that blocker and the unblocker.
There's someone calling out queen high.
Here we go, time to swap out.
Time to swap out, and there goes Kathy. Maybe this would be the opportunity to go tell her about suited connectors.
Yeah, let's go tell her about.
I actually don't think we saw her play a single hand. I guess she had ace king, right?
Yeah, that's something. I mean, she didn't really have any holdings, did she?
Right,
But
right.
she can go study GTO now on her break.
And yeah, actually we switch out every level, but it's not like we pause the clock to have them switch out, so even less than 20 minutes, not a lot of action for these players. Really means that you're going to have a lot of faith in your teammate if you want to secure that top 10,000 Taiwanese dollar prize. Mikkel there in the chat, shout out to you. How are you doing on this fine evening? We're great here, just now getting this event underway to bring this event to you 200 viewers or so at home. Appreciate you all spending your evening here with us at the Player Series.
And I'll say the lady of Team Thailand is pretty aggressive. She plays.
I'm not sure if it's aggression or just having the knowledge of what suited connectors are and how to play them. So the 8-7 suited on the button, perfectly reasonable.
I mean, just in comparison to her teammate, like, you know, when she was on the table in the first blind, she was really active.
Yeah, that's true. And I believe that's where the majority of their stack came from as well. So, and fortunately for you, that was your bet, right? Was Team 1, Team Thailand, and I'm stuck with old Team Kathy. Hopefully Alex there can give some coaching to Kathy somehow, some way.
Well, I mean, I have faith in the woman from Thailand. As you saw, we saw Kun Manao take down the Queen of Asia event earlier today.
That's correct, and that wasn't even her first trophy this series. She also took down the High Roller Masters, so certainly showing of dominance here, and that they are well coached, well prepared. It's actually kind of ironic if you look around this table here and where these players are from. Team Thailand taking the lead here, and they're actually the only country, I believe, at the table that poker is illegal to play. And yet, they seem to be the most competent team so far, at least the one taking the lead here and being aggressive in the right spots. But you know what, Richard? I think something to do with that might be the access to be able to play means you get to study more, and I know not a single player at home, watching, or at the tables is balancing their play and study habits. It's just too enticing to hit the tables rather than pop open the GTO Wizard and review some spots.
So true.
We see now, actually, the blinds 2,000, 4,000. Really pushing the action along here. As we get settled in, I wouldn't be surprised to be seeing players have to take spots maybe they're not so comfortable with. Yeah, Team Elfin here on the button, pocket sixes. Way too much to just open rip.
We're playing in Taipei, Taiwan.
That's right, the Player Series here is taking place in Taipei, Taiwan at the Asia Poker Arena. And will be doing so until March 10th. Now, on to the action here. Somehow, Team Elfin has found themselves a set of sixes, even though Team Kathy is holding one in their hand. And with this stack to pot ratio, with a just call here, if the board gets a bit dicey, you could see Elfin ramp up the pressure. And with a jack on the turn there. It's honestly, the bet sizing on the flop was a bit small for my liking. I would have liked to have sized up, put a little bit of a geometric sizing on it so that we could have tried to get it all in on the turn when there's still probably going to be a lot of draws possible. Right, I mean, if he sized up there on the flop, he would have been getting a 10 to probably commit all the draws. But then again, what do I know? Because he did at least get 5K out of the pair of sixes. We may need to send Richard out there, lay the law of the land here. Now we have 2 offenders of the known phone policy. But I can't blame them. I'm sure they're checking into our stream, even with the delay, just to hear a commentary and see what we have to say about them.
Of course. Either the biggest compliment or the biggest insult, depending on the play.
Let's come along and find a hand that's worth raising, and we found one right here. Ace 10 of diamonds. Off a respectable stack here. As we move over to the big blind, which can't defend with Jack 5, so Ace 10 is going to take it down. And as I've alluded to, these blinds are going up quick, so every pot, even one like that, just raise and take it, adding 2.5 big blinds to the stack is super relevant.
Oh, for sure. Any bit matters, let's be honest, at this stage when so evenly matched.
Right. No. Maybe the difference of when inevitably you may be getting it all in with a flip, and difference between you going home and maybe you having an extra 5 big blinds over. And now Queen 9 offsuit here in the small blind. We're going to have a little blind on blind action. Raise up to 10K. Team Thailand just folds it, decides not to play her suited jack in position. Richard, with this team dynamic of constantly swapping in and out, do you think it switches up the range and the ability that these players may be playing hands a bit wider because they see that, hey, I only have 20 minutes to play and maybe my teammate might bust out in the meantime?
I mean, one would think so, right? But from what we've seen so far, seems the contrary.
Right, maybe
People
the
are
old...
pretty cautious at the moment, right?
Right, a bit cautious. So maybe the old, hey, if we lose, it's okay as long as I'm not the one sitting at the table when our team does it.
I think that could be the factor. King Queen suited here for Team Jemmy, aka Mr. Ricky.
And yeah, I mean, he's looking here and saying, I don't really have much to do with this 8 big blinds. I just got to put it in.
7 deuce, 70.
You see him calling out 7 deuce. That is a bluff. Do not worry, table. You did not have to pay up the 1 big blind. But it should be noted that we actually have not seen a combination of 7 deuce so far. Which, as I'd always say, the combinations of 7 deuce are as likely as combinations of ace king. And yet we've seen ace king maybe 3 or 4 times. But I'll tell you what, Richard, usually when I'm saying that, it's because I keep seeing 7 deuce on all my tables when playing online and no signs of ace king. So I'm wondering to myself, how has this happened? And here, I would love to be seeing some 7 deuce because, frankly, we need to push some action from these players. I did ask for clarification, by the way, for those at home maybe wondering. The 7-deuce game is on, and it is suited or offsuit. Either combination will work. What I am curious about, Richard, actually, this I'm not sure we have written on our rules, is if you get it all in and you win, is that considered winning it on the river? Probably so, right?
I think it's probably considered where the money goes in.
You think? Because in that case, basically going all in is super profitable. Like 7-deuce is actually better than pocket aces. No joke. If you think about the EV, for someone maybe with, let's say, 10 big blinds, right? You go all in and you win. You're owed 25 big blinds from the rest of the table.
No, I think only if you get it all in on the river are you owed 5 from each.
Mm-hmm.
Pre-flop will just be 1 big blind. So, I mean, you're still picking up
Well,
5 extra 5
mean,
bigs.
If I read the rule right here, the bonus amount is determined by the street of which the pot is won. The pot would be won in an all-in on the river. So,
I mean, isn't it technically like where the all-in occurs?
I don't know. We're going to leave that probably for our floor for Mr. Tony to find out and figure out, because I think we may have found a bit of a glitch there in the rules. A 7-deuce is an absolutely unstoppable hand with the ability to basically bring you from 1 big blind to 25 bigs immediately.
Because, I mean, say we get it in pre-flop. The pot stays the same. It doesn't change by the time we get to the river.
I understand that. But
I mean, I'm just playing devil's advocate.
right. Because as I've stated it, you can see how powerful that strategy is. Is like, that is an unstoppable hand regardless of what equity it holds. The EV is just bonkers.
Yeah.
And imagine, I mean, the rule isn't written very clearly either. We look at some of these stacks here. What if a team only has 5 bigs? Are they immediately eliminated because a team is won with 7-deuce? Like, I think I'm going to have to ask Kathy here and say, what is going on? What are these rules? And, more importantly, what are suited connectors? Now, focusing back here on the action. 6-4 from the big blind. That's 2 pair. Ting, ping, ping. Did float the flop. Follow the flop with ace queen high with the ace of diamonds, which is relevant. But unfortunately, only relevant if she was going to try to hit runner flush. To be able to bluff with it, it's not going to be that effective against, first of all, 2 pair, but also a stack that's only about 50% of the pot. 10K, I think I'd expect a jam here very often. And then now this is the classic, oops, I've done it. I have to call 11K to win 69, or sorry, to win 80. So you need to be good 12.5% of the time here. And you'd think you would be, but unfortunately we can see that the check mark has already been given. And Team Ping Ping thinking here, but yeah, is already drawing dead. Makes a correct laydown. I mean, as I said, needs to be good. Needs to have about 12.5% equity to call it off there. And if, let's just play devil's advocate and say they always have just a 1 pair holding, they're not a flush drawing, they're not drawing, you are behind, would be right around there if she had 6 clean outs. So, I don't know. Maybe it was a bit close, but also maybe he's never bluffing there when he just jams over for just a little bit more. Not to say he couldn't have just had a pair of 10s.
灵魂出窍了。没有。
Ooh.
Yeah, Team Elfin getting a little bit of frisky here on the button. Okay, maybe he's rethinking it now. And now, Jack-6 doesn't get played from the button. Will it get played from the small blind? No. We will be having a walk for Team Kathy. Go, 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 Team Kathy.
可以预测一下他是不是这样？
A6 offsuit. I mean, if you looked at Jack-6 that long, he's definitely going to raise this.
Very good observation, Richard. That is true. Almost got married to Jack-6. Upgrade me, Mr. Dealer, to A6, and say no more. I'm putting chips in the middle. Ping, ping here. About 17 big blinds. Perfectly good call. Off to C3.
Eight, 8-5, 2 diamonds. It's going to be a C bet from Alphen that's going to take it down. Nice and easy. The A6 offsuit.
Nice and easy indeed. I must say, all that play must have really wore Elfin out. She is looking a bit rough right now.
Who? Oh,
joking. As right there, Team Elfin.
Yeah.
That's her teammate. Not her exactly. I'm sure maybe she's getting some rest, maybe eating a bit. Has to try to recuperate from that long featured table she participated in earlier.
Yeah, luckily she busted in 5th, so she's had some time to relax.
That's right.
Or 6th, maybe. Yes, that is pretty true. Jimmy does have a great teammate. His nickname is the Godfather of Poker.
Holy. Am I allowed to swear, Richard? I think maybe I should have asked you or Alex that before. But my God, that is a very prestigious nickname to have. Especially for a man that looks quite a bit younger. You know, other people would call maybe Doyle the Godfather of Poker. And that man had some years on him before eventually passing recently.
Well, Godfather of Poker is all in here with the Ace-Queen offsuit. Looking to play for chips.
And I think play for chips indeed he will. I think we're going to see our first big flip, and it's basically going to be for either team's tournament life here. I mean, I don't want to get a bit ahead of myself. I think it is possible that Ping Ping folds here. Or Team Ping Ping, rather. But yeah, she just lets it go. Yeah, like I said, I think it's a little uncomfortable. I would definitely be calling there, but I think it's a bit uncomfortable off so many big blinds. And as we said, the team dynamics, you're okay losing, but you don't want to be the one that loses for the team. Here we go. Start of level 4, having the team swap once again. go. Team Elephant, as we were saying, she's all smiles, just as she was earlier.
She's probably got an ace.
We got the easy tells on her here, the live reads. Jack 10 offsuit under the gun, maybe getting a little out of line there, especially off of 20 bigs. That's definitely a hand you don't want to be opening, but I'm not going to falter for pushing some action here on our featured table. I mean, especially if she's making adjustments saying, hey, I haven't seen very many 3-bets. I think I can open this without getting punished and still get to see 3 as the pre-flop aggressor. Okay. That is a flop. That is a flop there. We have a bottom pair and open into straight draw for Team Elfin. Additionally, she has the Jack of Spades. Now, Team Win-Win, yeah, she has one of those hands where it's like you feel like you have something, but a lot of times it's not really going to come to fruition. And yeah, right here on the turn, Elfin already spikes that straight. So, I mean, Win-Win, when she calls, I don't think the hope was to hit a pair of 9s on the turn. And Elfin here betting 25 into, yeah, just going to be enough there. See some shout outs there. Vietnam, let's go. I'd like to thank the almost 300 viewers we have. If you wouldn't mind, I'd love to see your support for whichever team you are supporting, whether it be from your own home country or someone you just personally like a lot. Richard and I have already made our bets. I'm betting for Kathy from Hong Kong in the 5 seat, and Richard has his bet on Team Thailand. Personally, I'd say Richard has a bit of a bandwagon bet, if you ask me. Now all of a sudden he's just wanting to hop on Team Thailand. Hey,
just
the winner.
He lives there. Just because he's married to a Thai national.
Yeah, okay, fine. I think you've earned that right.
Just because I paid income tax.
True. When here, live or playback. This is live, but we are on a 30-minute delay. Mr. Hung Saigon, I don't blame you. Yes, I agree. Win-win. Such smart moves being made here on the table. I tell you what's a smart move. That would be 3-betting kings on the button. And unfortunately, we may have jinxed Win-Win here because this is a good hand. This is a hell of a lot of hand. Off of 16 bigs, it's kind of hard to get away from. Even as the action went under the gun open, signaling quite a bit of strength. 3-betting from the button, which arguably could be a little wide, but let's not overanalyze this. It's 16 big blinds. It's ace-queen suited. It's going in. Yeah, think about it a bit more. Size up the stacks. Do what you must. That looks like,
yeah.
Yep, someone grabbing the chips ready to go in, and Button's gonna happily snap this off. And we may be seeing our first elimination if we aren't seeing 3 diamonds or an ace. Not to call you out, Mr. Hung, but you may have jinxed Win-Win here if it doesn't go their Team Win-Win's way. That is not the start they're hoping for, but they do have the backdoor diamond draw. That is not it. Okay, 3 outs, 1 time for Team Win-Win. Queen, but not enough to get it done. Team Thailand, I see the flag in the chat. They will be dragging in a big pot.
So does her teammate come in now?
No, that was only for the first level. The stacks have already been combined, so that is it for the entire team. Yeah, we will be saying goodbye to her and her teammate. But I'm sure her teammate won't be salty about it. Really not much for her to do there. The girl has been arrested.
The translate on the YouTube chat is sometimes so funny. This guy says, the girl has been arrested. Well, I hope she wasn't arrested.
That play was not that criminal in my opinion. I think it was rather routine. Spamming of the Thai flags, yeah, I would dare say they're quite a bit of a favorite now. Let's see what the updated stack chips. Yeah, they are 200 over 50 big blinds effective, covering the table by a mile.
Aura 360 says, Anna, when you're so mean. So that's good. Seat number 1. I'm pretty sure I know who Aura 360 is.
I wouldn't be surprised if you do. You're a popular guy, Richard.
I mean, I'm implying that Aura is a popular person, not myself.
I'm just saying, you know a lot of people. But fine, don't take the compliment. I'll find something mean to say about you next.
I prefer that.
You've unleashed my fury.
More authentic.
Now we saw there, as we took a look at the updated chip counts, quite a few teams hovering around the 11, 12 big blind level. That is the danger zone for sure. You know, Team Win-Win there had the luxury of going in with such a strong hand. Ace-Queen unfortunately ran into it. These teams that are still alive, not going to have that luxury. May have to go a bit wider.
Well, you know what they say about teams with a VPIP of 14%?
Was that 40-40 or 14?
14.
No, is that Team Kathy?
Yep.
Well, that's what happens when you don't know how to play suited connectors. Your range shrivels up to basically the nuts and the nuts only. Team Kathy just lets them have it. Just as we're letting Kathy have it. You know, Richard, I am starting to second guess myself. I did think the team is eliminated, but our graphic in the right still does say 6 out of 6. So, honestly, who knows? And speaking of who knows, again, that 7 deuce rule I'm still curious about. Frankly, I think it's best for everyone involved if just no one gets dealt the hand so we don't have to find out. I think it would be funny if one of the players get dealt it and then, you know, kind of have to ask clarification like, hey, can we clarify on the 7 deuce rule and somehow not give up any information on their holding?
Ooh.
Wow.
Real holding there for Team Ping Ping in the big blind.
That's right, real holding. And Kathy somehow finding the very correct fold, folding the 8-3 offsuit.
Tough fold there.
Tough fold to find, but she found it, you know. Something tells me it's close. She probably would have played 7 deuce, but not 8-3. Smart woman there.
That's it. Offsuit 5 gapper.
The old offsuit 5 gapper, you know, maybe if she was chip lead, she could open up the old the raising range. Kathy says no. Fair enough. Team Ping Ping. Not sure. Sorry. Not sure. Okay, it was a raise. Wasn't sure if it was a call or a raise. And now it's going to be Team Thailand. This hand plays perfectly just as a call, but I do like the raise. I like the raise because often this range should be trying to put pressure on Team Ping Ping, and I mean, it's a strong hand. It's going to be ahead of a lot. Let's build the pot and continue to put pressure across all streets. Especially, yeah, Team Ping Ping just didn't really have that many chips behind either, so really making them make a decision on, if I call here, am I going to commit myself? Maybe I hit a pair of 10s and it's second or third pair. So, yeah, best just to fold it, and Team Thailand continues to build their stack. Thailand must win again, back to back. Okay, good night, Aura.
Wow, Kun Oranita just calling for the Thai victory again.
I mean, how could it be denied? They're absolutely steamrolling the series so far. Why stop now, especially as they have the biggest stack?
Team Thailand takeover in Taipei.
Now we look at Kathy. Maybe if we head to a break, might have to run out there and give her some coaching. We're going to need to open up a bit. I know there's a big stack in the small blind, but don't let it deter you. Actually, the two big stacks are in the small and big blind, so maybe Kathy's making the right adjustment and knows better than I. But a reminder, this is a winner-takes-all featured table, so absolutely zero ICM implications, which is interesting. It's a dynamic we're certainly not used to. Team Thailand gives a bit of a little smirk there. Bets. Honestly has a pretty decent equity hand there with the 10 of clubs, but also super far ahead of 3 high. Ten Wonder says evil. You think that was maybe an evil little grin there? 10 Wonder from Thailand.
10K plus. Evil. No idea.
Yeah, Richard, do you ever feel like some of our job is just trying to piece together the puzzles that is YouTube, translating the YouTube chat? We do appreciate all of our chatters and all of our viewers as you participate, and we'd love to try to communicate with you the best we can. Team Ping Ping folded the 9s earlier, now ready to go with the pocket 8s. Fortunately for her, don't think she's going to have to win it the hard way. She's just going to take it down. Here we get a bit of a wide shot of all of our players.
Alphen's certainly got the biggest chip protector out there today.
That's a good point to bring up there, Richard. That's a... Do you think that's something she's going to sell in the chips, or more like you lose a pot and then you try to smack your opponent with that water bottle, force him to give you your chips back?
I was more thinking that it's filled with tequila, and every time she loses a hand, she's got to drink a shot of tequila.
It's the way to cope with the swings of poker.
That's it.
This is not financial advice, and this is certainly not poker advice. Do not bring tequila or any other forms of alcohol to your poker table. It will not help you make the correct decisions. Unless, of course, the correct decision is to quit playing poker while you're drunk. And now Team Thailand, yeah, showing the ace, rightfully so, just taking it down. Team Kathy, don't hate it. Very difficult to defend 5-4 offsuit off such a short stack. Very often not going to be flopping top pair.
Yeah, Team Thailand doing very well at the moment, stacking up, finding themselves in the chip lead position.
Right. Almost putting more work into stacking the chips than having to play the cards. Team Thailand, once again, is it? Forgive me, is this the exact same hand?
Yes.
Is that the exact? It was definitely a suited ace of clubs, so I can't remember what the.
It was ace-6.
Well, we're gonna have to have a conversation with Mr. Dealer here.
It's not Barry, that's all I know. Bring back Mr. Beza.
Bring back Mr. Barry. He will bring us to salvation. Maybe, potentially, I've heard rumblings of him being voted Dealer of the Year. Now, back to the action. As we see an ace on the flop, this may be enough to eliminate Team Ping Ping. It's going to be difficult, though, not to end up with a chop based on how the board runs out here. Team Ping Ping definitely not folding this ace, and off this stack size, probably seeing it through to the end. Yes, that is correct. These players are playing as a team. The format is every level, every 20 minutes, the players will switch out with their teammate and they play the same stack that their teammate had. So, as we see here, Team Thailand already built up a stack almost to 300K. And betting 18K here. Big chunky, about half. It's going to get jammed in. Team Thailand's going to call it off, and there is 11 outs for chops here. Plenty of opportunities for Team Ping Ping to stay alive. Some chops, some pulled them out ahead. Let's see how it runs out. And it's a 6. That's going to be elimination for Team Ping Ping. We are down to just 4 teams, and all the chips have already shifted over to the left side of the table.
GG's to Team Ping Ping. Thanks for coming, ladies. Looking dashing in the white outfits. We love it. Thank you for your efforts.
Yes, thank you for your efforts. Thank you for coming and playing your hardest. Unfortunately, couldn't get there. Now just 4 teams remain. And as I said, yeah, the left side of the table, I was referring to the Team Thailand stack, but actually Team Thailand and Team Elfin are the chip leaders. So I believe the left side of the table here, the left 2 teams have probably 80% or more of the chips in play. I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe Kathy's making actions out of turn. Kathy finally getting to see some VPIP there. Opening up Queen 8 offsuit on the button against a very weak holding 6-2 offsuit. And unfortunately, Team Thailand can do no wrong. So for Team Kathy, she was quite a bit ahead pre-flop, but now finds herself needing one of her 6 outs to improve.
I mean, she does improve in the form of a gut shot straight draw now. However, Tipu Shasa still Good with the deuces. They too have an open-ended straight draw.
Yeah, that's right. Had a ton of equity, and all I had to do was just put in a little small bet, and Kathy couldn't handle the pressure. And we can see here we're going to be swapping our players once again. Highlighting some of our other players here from Team Thailand. Maybe some would say very aggressively highlighting, but I'd argue they deserve it for many reasons. Just absolutely running over this table so far. A7 here from under the gun. How would you like to see this played here, Richard? Doesn't matter.
I mean,
The decision's been made.
the godfather of poker has spoken.
Yeah, I did kind of set you up for a trap there. It's like you better do the same thing he does. See in the chat there, yeah, hoping the godfather of poker can save his team stack. And he certainly is trying, making a move here with A7. And the reason you jam it is, I mean, you're going to get called out of hands like this. It's less than 10 bigs. Not this time. Maybe if it was suited. The lies us poker players tell ourselves, hey, I totally would call here if it was suited. And then, you know, when push comes to shove, maybe don't have as much backbone as you think. Alex out there once again, just no respect for the rules. Phone out. King 4 suited. Yeah, he's ready to run. He is ready to rumble. Pulling a page out of Godfather of Hong Kong's Godfather of Pokers with a jam here. And speaking of, yeah, he's kind of in a bit of a tough spot here. Yeah, he's going to gamble. We're going to see a flip. Very unconventional one at that. King 4 suited, shoved from under the gun. Somehow flipping with a very small pocket pair, pocket threes. And yeah, this is... Team Kathy is up for elimination, but if they manage to win this, Team Jimmy is also going to be very short. There's a 4, there's some 10s. Now just 2 outs. Actually, this is a really funny run out here. You can see by our graphic, the only outs they were actually looking for was a 4 there to get a chop because a 3 wouldn't do it. Very funny run out. That's right, you have a little bit left. 1 big blind exactly. And he was just in the big blind, so they're going to pay the small blind, be down to just 3K. I think the Godfather knows how to play this. He's going to be all in next hand regardless. And graphic hasn't changed yet, but we are down to 4 and very possibly down to 3 teams here shortly. Unless we're going to see one of the best spin-ups we've seen in recent times here on the Player Series stream. Elfin. Team Elfin, excuse me. Pocket 9's on the button. One of those, he's raising. He knows he's at least got to beat the small blinds. Oh my God. absolutely wicked. Absolutely wicked to just wake up with it there. Unfortunate timing for him. Had he folded those threes, maybe it's possible he would have been dealt this hand with a much bigger stack.
Queen Jack 5. No help to the pocket nines of Elfin, and Jimmy looking good for a double up here. Just needs to dodge one out on the river.
It's not going to do it. Yeah, way more than a double up. Went in with 6 bigs, and now the stack seems to be up to 24. That's a quadruple up. That is one of those situations we had talked about, hypotheticals of like, if the 7 deuce rule works the way I would think it is, I think you'd actually prefer to have 7 deuce in that situation. But here we go, looking at the payouts. It's an all winner takes all, 10,000 Taiwanese dollars up top. Why this time? Yeah, that's true. Why are we picking up aces now? Now we had dust. See, okay, ace 9. I had mentioned it. Possible spin up. No resistance from Kathy and no resistance from Team Thailand. Wow, really is. I think that's going to put him about 40, from 6 to 40 in 2 hands.
Yeah, 6.5 big
40.
blinds,
Yeah, nothing to scoff at. And I mean, it would be an incredible feat, but also maybe a bit embarrassing for Team Thailand if they somehow allow this comeback to come all the way back here. Now see if they're going to even go as wide as ace-3 offsuit. Yeah, I wouldn't hate that either. Now it's time for Team Kathy to put this run to rest here. Yep. Yeah, it's not exactly what you're looking for when you're jamming ace-3 offsuit under the gun. We're going to go to a run out here.
Domination, a rotation here for Team Jimmy. They need to get lucky in a hurry here. They need to hit a 3 or wheel up.
Wheel up, make one of their 2 flushes. That's why they got 28%. They got plenty of
2 flushes,
plenty of ways to get there, but none of them are going to be easy. Well, have some of the diamonds, some opportunities. There. Okay. Only Team Kathy can run away with it here with the 10. 3 would be no good. Oh. Don't curse me.
Brutal.
I'm just informing the audience of what may go down.
Oof.
And that's Team Kathy after basically what seemed to be a guaranteed chop, spiking one of the 3 outs on the river to take down the whole pot.
Pretty much what was a lock on a chop, and just absolutely 2 outed on the river.
And you see bye-bye from our team there. Some of the favorites of not just you guys at home, but also maybe our production team. Yes, I understand. You want to see her on the table, but unfortunately her team is gone. That's right. It's a team event, so when one goes, both go. So the pair of them are gone. Say goodbye to the Vietnamese pair.
5 outs.
What's that? Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. I guess, yeah, right. If they also hit an ace, one of the aces, then they have aces with queens and a 10 kicker. So yeah, thanks for the correction there. Actually, you're right. Also, an ace would have given them the win.
But we were talking about Kathy specifically. We were saying only Kathy could hit a 10 to win.
Right, but she also could hit an ace to win.
Yeah, but we were saying that Jimmy couldn't hit something.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, but that's one of those unique situations there. Yeah, you don't think about it often. You think about the 10, but yeah, actually true. An ace, very interesting. That's one of those situations too, probably where the board runs out and maybe the ace just sneakily lands on the river. And yeah, that is very true. Unlucky. Oh, starting to be such a good run there, taking down pots back to back.
The godfather of poker coming through, playing very well. Jimmy playing well herself as well, so nice to have those two here at the table.
Now just down to 3 teams, but each team having a respectable stack to play with. Team Kathy raising from the small blind with 6-4. Love the aggression. And when you raise a hand like 6-4 pre-flop, kind of have to commit to that aggression. Decides not to, and probably going to pay off as Team Thailand smacks this board in a lot of ways. Nothing yet, but yep, just unfortunate. Yeah, as you had said, Richard, Team Thailand, aggressive. You give her any sort of inkling of weakness, and she's going to start blasting.
Yeah, I like it. She's really eggy. That's good.
Yeah, in a structure like this, so fast, so quick, and where every pot can make a difference, aggression, usually pays off more than not. In poker, more often than not, you're not going to be making strong hands, so aggression is the way to win more often.
Plus, you just play into that image of, oh, I'm a sweet little girl from Thailand. Da-da. I don't lie.
I don't mean anybody harm.
Yeah. But does pick up hands, so I mean.
Does pick up a hand. Team Elfin here. Ace-4 offsuit. This is, one that can jam. And does she snap him off immediately? She does. Love to see that. She knows exactly where she's at. She understands, yeah, sure, you can be jamming super wide. Ace-10, super happy to run this blind versus blind. And, I mean, is this not what we just saw? Like, it was Ace-3 versus Ace-10. I mean, I don't mind the move from Team Elfin here.
No, I actually liked it.
Oh, wow, that's going to be very hard to come back from. Maybe running over cards. That's not going to do it. That's going to be it. So we are already heads up here. Team Thailand, Team Kathy, which will remind. Yeah. And now, all the fan favorites hitting the exits. Elfin, Jimmy. And now just Team Kathy, Team Thailand, and Team Thailand with an absolute monster stack here. It's going to require quite a bit of maneuvering.
My man Darren Chow there in the background, getting a look at some of the pretty ladies around here. Big smile on his face.
I think we may be taking just a brief pause from the action to maybe take some heads-up photos for the teams.
Yeah, I believe that will happen quickly. Just a short 5-minute break or so. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Asia's largest online poker room. Our next generation poker software is now initiating. Elevate your online experience with a wide variety of poker variations to choose from. Get fully immersed with fun and social features. Level up your game with PokerCraft and Smart HUD. Unlock a wealth of rewards including cashback, bonuses, and jackpots. Join world-class poker tournaments featuring some of the world's most renowned brands and the largest guaranteed prize pools in the world. Experience the best in customer service and hassle-free transactions for a seamless online gaming experience. With online poker available on all your devices, you'll be able to play your favorite games anytime, anywhere. Sign up now and elevate your online poker experience today.
Just wanting to hop on Team Thailand. Hey,
Just
the
'cause
winner.
he lives there. Just because he's married to a Thai national.
Yeah, okay, fine. I think you've earned that right.
Just because I paid income tax.
True, true. Win here, live or playback. This is live, but we are on a 30-minute delay. Mr. Hung Saigon, I don't blame you. Yes, I agree. Win-win. Such smart moves being made here on the table. I tell you what's a smart move. That would be 3-betting kings on the button. And unfortunately, we may have jinxed Win-win here because this is a good hand. This is a hell of a lot of hand. Off of 16 bigs, it's kind of hard to get away from. Even as the action went under the gun open, signaling quite a bit of strength. 3-betting from the button, which arguably could be a little wide, but let's not overanalyze this. It's 16 big blinds. It's ace-queen suited. It's going in. Yeah, think about it a bit more. Size up the stacks. Do what you must. That looks like,
yeah.
Yep, someone grabbing the chips ready to go in, and Button's gonna happily snap this off. And we may be seeing our first elimination if we aren't seeing 3 diamonds or an ace. Not to call you out, Mr. Hung, but you may have jinxed Win-win here if it doesn't go their Team Win-win's way. That is not the start they're hoping for, but they do have the backdoor diamond draw. That is not it. Okay, 3 outs, 1 time for Team Win-win. Queen, but not enough to get it done. Team Thailand, I see the flag in the chat. They will be dragging in a big pot.
So does her teammate come in now?
Once again, is it? Forgive me. Is this the exact same hand?
Yes.
Is that the exact? It was definitely a suited ace of clubs, so I can't remember what the.
It was ace 6.
Well, we're going to have a conversation with Mr. Dealer here.
It's not Barry, that's all I know. Bring back Mr. Beza.
Bring back Mr. Barry. He will bring us to salvation. Maybe, potentially, I've heard rumblings of him being voted Dealer of the Year. Now, back to the action. As we see an ace on the flop, this may be enough to eliminate Team Ping Ping. It's going to be difficult, though, not to end up with a chop based on how the board runs out here. Team Ping Ping definitely not folding this ace, and off this stack size, probably seeing it through to the end. Yes, that is correct. These players are playing as a team. The format is every level, every 20 minutes, the players will switch out with their teammate and they play the same stack that their teammate had. So, as we see here, Team Thailand already built up a stack almost to 300K. And betting 18K here. Big chunky, about half. It's going to get jammed in. Team Thailand's going to call it off, and there is 11 outs for chops here. Plenty of opportunities for Team Ping Ping to stay alive. Some chops, some pulled them out ahead. Let's see how it runs out. And it's a 6. That's going to be elimination for Team Ping Ping. We are down to just 4 teams, and all the chips have already shifted over to the left side of the table. Now see if they're going to even go as wide as ace-3 offsuit. Yeah, I wouldn't hate that either. Now it's time for Team Kathy to put this run to rest here. Yep. Yeah. It's not exactly what you're looking for when you're jamming ace-3 offsuit under the gun. We're going to go to a run out here.
Domination, a rotation here for Team Jemmy. They need to get lucky in a hurry here. They need to hit a 3. Or wheel up.
Wheel up, make one of their 2 flushes. That's why they got 28%. They got plenty of ways to get there, but none of them are going to be easy. Well, have some of the diamonds, some chop opportunities. There. Okay. Only Team Kathy can run away with it here with the 10. 3 would be no good. Oh. Don't curse me.
Brutal.
I'm just informing the audience of what may go down.
Oof. But does pick up hands, so I mean.
Does pick up a hand. Team Elfin here. Ace-4 offsuit. This is, yeah, one that can jam. And does she snap him off immediately? Yeah. She does. Love to see that. She knows exactly where she's at. She understands, yeah, sure, you can be jamming super wide. Ace-10, super happy to run this blind versus blind. And, I mean, is this not what we just saw? Like, it was Ace-3 versus Ace-10. I mean, I don't mind the move from Team Elfin here.
No, I actually liked it.
Oh, that's going to be very hard to come back from. Maybe running over cards. That's not going to do it. That's going to be it. So we are already heads up here. Team Thailand, Team Kathy, which will remind. Yeah. And now, all the fan favorites hitting the exits. Elfin, Jimmy. And we're back to continue the heads-up portion of our Natural 8 Ladies Rosé Poker Invitational. As I said, we're heads up now between Team Thailand and Team Kathy. Team Thailand with the vast majority of the chips here. Almost 80% of the chips in play. They've, frankly, just kind of run over this table, wouldn't you say, Richard?
Yeah, absolutely. And that lady center of your screen is probably 90% of the reason she's super aggy aggressive, but also like not in a bad way, super good way. Just taking those spots, and then of course her teammate Kunom also done very well himself.
Now, yeah, just already only hand 51 actually starting the heads up match here. Keep an eye on that tracker, see how long it takes to close this out from either team's perspective. And a reminder for those watching at home, this is a winner takes all event, so even though both of these teams have come this far, they're walking away with nothing if they can't close it out. So as we go into this heads up match, make sure you are cheering on your team in the YouTube chat, calling for their cards. Quick release from the King High. And now I believe that will put Team Thailand with 80% of the chips in play. So it's going to mean Team Kathy's going to need a few double ups to take this down. As we wait for the cards. I was wondering what had happened there. Yeah, the card flew off the table somehow, so that's going to be a missteal. Once again, highlighting our players here on this featured table. One thing I don't know about the players at home, but I always find a bit funny is, Richard, while I'm here playing and we have our player series photographers always run around getting photos of all our players in the action. I'm always a bit embarrassed. I like to act as if I don't see the camera, you know? Always need a bit of a candid shot. Don't know if those at home that also play are there with me. Here we go. Heads up to the flop. Team Kathy flopping top pair, and Team Thailand having a bit of backdoor equity, but already out of position. Going to be tough for them to realize it. Yeah, just quick fold. Have a massive stack here. Plenty of opportunities. Plenty of better spots to have in the future. Now, Richard, never mind. She just folds it. I was going to say, this is real test to her aggression is she picks up 9 deuce offsuit on the button. Did she want to play that as an open? And as we move into this heads up, I am curious to see what kind of strategies they're going to employ. Most of the time, we'll see professional players adopt a limp strategy on the button rather than raising, so that they can protect their weakest set of hands as they're forced to play. I mean, because frankly, you can't really play just a raising strategy often, depending on the stack sizes, or else you're going to end up having to raise a bunch of junk or forfeiting the lowest of your holdings, the lowest range of your holdings. So that's why you're going to see a lot of limping here, maybe from Team Kathy. You have about 20 bigs.
Yeah, absolutely. You also got to mix the strategy heads up, and we'll see who's been doing the more studying, who's been doing these heads up battle studying spots.
That's right. Team Kathy does elect to raise this one, and it is one that maybe you want to put in the range of raising, because it's already ahead of so much of your opponent's range, and you wouldn't mind just taking it down pre-flop. And on boards like this, 8-8-8, where it's difficult for Team Thailand to connect, you can confidently bet here to a small size and assume it's for value. And in this case, it is. 5 on the turn. Changes nothing. Team Kathy still ahead.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a pretty unimportant card, right? If your opponent's got an ace, nothing changes by that turn. They do just decide to exercise some caution, so pot control with just the king high.
Right, and now when the queen rolls off here, you see Team Thailand being aggressive, reaching for chips immediately. And honestly, I love this from Team Kathy. Snap calls it. I didn't get a chance to dissect it, but Team Thailand, I get when you call this flop that you're going to need to bluff it on a lot of runouts. But it's a classic question is, what are you repping? Right? Team Thailand, as a chip leader here, should a lot of their ace-X be re-raising pre-flop or even jamming? So can't credibly rep a lot of the ace-X. So just long story short, great call, especially a snap call there from Alex.
Yeah, that was very impressive, was the snap call. Just the speed of it. And then I really liked that she went for it, you know, on the river. But like you said, what is she actually repping?
And now, with that momentum, let's see if Kathy of Team Kathy can come in and take over. You see here, the floor confiscating the phones. We're having a very serious heads-up here match where all the money is won. It is a winner takes all for 10,000 Taiwanese dollars.
Oh my goodness.
Kathy may be getting a bit nervous here. The moment may be too much for her.
Somebody please show Kathy how to stack the chips. Oh my goodness, that's the second time she's knocked it over.
Someone show her how to stack the chips. Someone show her how to play suited connectors, for the love of God. Ace deuce. Now this is a situation I can confidently say she would rather have 7 deuce in. Once again, for those just joining us, reminder that the 7 deuce game is on for this event. So depending on when the pot is won, if you win with 7 deuce, the remaining opponents, which is now only 1 heads up, will either owe you 1, 2, 3, or 5 big blinds, depending on which street that you win with 7 deuce. But also for everyone at home just joining us, we actually haven't seen 7 deuce dealt out a single time. Kathy, you see here, regaining her composure. Stare down your opponent. Strike fear into his heart. Kathy with the best of it here. As I was talking about, very common to see a limp strategy employed, especially as you get shorter, but I'm not sure Kathy is aware of that. Granted, this is one of the stronger holdings she's going to have, so she does raise it on the button. Deuce, 10, 5, 2 spades. Team Thailand with the king of spades. Kathy still with the best hand. Maybe a bit of an intimidation tactic there. A bet and an absolute snap call. Maybe even beating Kathy into the pot. Now Kathy picking up some additional equity. Not that she needed it. She was already ahead, but does pick up the gut shot here, which may embolden her to fire once again. And I think it's a card that Team Thailand just can't hold on to. I mean, excuse me. I was going to say, if they continue, I could see it maybe being as a raise, but just calling with king high here. And because of that here, when the king rolls off on the river, they're going to feel compelled to call. Now, this would be very impressive to see a jam here from Kathy. I don't think she's going to find it, but just as I said last hand, Team Thailand is stripped of a lot of their ace-X because they're going to be jamming a lot of the offsuit combos pre-flop. So she just goes for a small little bet, probably thinking there's... Wow! Now, that is something there. Team Thailand calls the turn with king high, makes a pair of kings on the river, and then folds for such a small bet. Very interesting.
That is interesting indeed. Maybe the small bet just looking like screaming to be called.
Right. Maybe showing a bit of disrespect to say, Kathy, I don't think you're ever choosing this size as a bluff, so I don't care that I've made a pair of kings. I believe you.
Yeah, I think it's almost like indicative that she's looking for a call from a king.
Yeah, like I said, I would have liked a jam there, actually, but that would have been very difficult for her to find.
Yeah, I think that's a tough spot for Jen Pop to find.
And now Kathy out of position, but king 10 suited. Some would say a hell of a lot of hand.
I mean, I don't know anybody would say that.
I just did.
Well, I mean, if that's the criteria, then...
If that's how low
lost.
we're putting the bar, all right. Fair play to you, my friend. Fair play. Back to the action. It is an action flop here. I will say some of the action we've seen today, a lot of just checks, but something tells me Team Thailand isn't going to allow for that. And now, a 25% bet here on what would seem like a pretty dry board. Of course, we see Kathy does actually have the flush draw, but very disconnected otherwise. Turns a 10, additional equity.
Team Thailand gonna go for it here, it looks like it. Pretty hefty bet.
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah, it's when they grab a lot of chips and you're like, well, I can't see exactly the color combination of what they have there, but it looks like a lot. Love to see a flat call here from Kathy. She's already ahead of so many of the bluffs that Team Thailand might have, and no need to raise the pot if she's actually behind. That'll do it. She gets there with the 6. Now, how does she play this? She's going to reach for chips.
$80 or $60.
And as we just saw on a recent hand here,
I thought you said 80.
I'm not sure if we get another shot of the stack or at the bet we could count it, but yeah. Interesting spot. I mean, a robot's going to tell you have to call this always. You have top pair, you have a blocker with the 7 of clubs. You not only block the flush, you block the straight. And there's an additional flush draw that's missed. I mean, just so many things telling you to call here. But I think based on that last hand we saw too, I think maybe he's just thinking there's not a lot of capability for her to be bluffing. So he gave it a think. But yeah, unfortunately this time for Team Thailand, Kathy did indeed have it. But don't fault him at all. Every single sign pointing to a call there. I mean, if you want to get really nitpicky, technically he had the ace of diamonds, but it is also a pair, so that's not as relevant for blocker considerations.
House husband doer. Must be nice to be a house husband.
Explains why you got time to hang out with us here and
Exactly.
the chat of our live stream for Player Series. Our natural, you are watching, for those just tuning in, our Natural8 Ladies Poker Rosé Invitational. Just down to heads up now. Originally 6 teams. We'll say the stacks have changed significantly here. Now Team Kathy is the covering stack. She's done good to turn things around. Decides not to take a risk here. Not exactly sure on the timing of the levels, but I'd assume, oh, well, there we go right there. In 8 minutes, we'll have the players swapping out to be replaced by their teammates. Six, 5 of diamonds on the button. That's a hand I'd like to play. And then we look over at Team Kathy. Got him pipped in the worst way possible. 7, 8 of diamonds. See how Kathy decides to play this. And that's a call. She must have got some coaching from Alex on how to play these suited connectors, because we saw her fold the 8-7 earlier. This is a flop that both hands connect with in a big way. It's going to give us an insight into the philosophy of Kathy on how she likes to play her draws here, because this is a heck of a draw. Backdoor diamonds, open-ended straight draw.
Yeah, I think we can definitely check raise here.
Yeah, you can, but it is about balance. I mean, how many check raises is Kathy finding here truly with a 9, right? Like, if you're going to check raise your draws, what made hands are you going to be check raising with?
Six, 9, 6s, 9s.
Yeah, you do. Once you start peeling back the onion a bit there, it's like, yeah, maybe she can have 3s and 6s. I was thinking, yeah, 6, 9, which Team Thailand blocks, but I think, yeah, you're right. She could still have 3s and 6s. She might play this way. She may not be finding them to jam pre-flop. She decides not to bluff at it here. And as we can see, quite a wise decision, as Team Thailand is the one with trips. Team Thailand going to the bet size here of 40. Wondering what they're targeting here. A 9, they could go for more. A queen, maybe they could go for more. But just trying to find a call with anything. Unfortunately, doesn't get it, as Kathy has 8 high. Once again, I believe this is the exact hand Kathy had a little bit ago when I mentioned the 7-deuce game. I think it was ace deuce of hearts exactly. Said she would much prefer to have 7-deuce with our 7-deuce game on for this event. Decides not to play this one. And that's exactly as I've been talking about before, why you want to introduce a limp strategy heads up. Because you get hands like this that in position you want to be seeing flops with, whether it seems like it or not. But I can understand Kathy doesn't feel comfortable raising those hands. Min raise up to 16,000. Team Kathy here. Looks like she's gonna fold this hand based on how she was holding it. It's a hand she probably should be defending with, but once again, I understand it's difficult to play out of position, offsuit, 2-gapper.
Thailand building quite a big stack there.
Yeah, the momentum had moved in Team Kathy's direction and now swinging back to Team Thailand right before Kathy gives the seat back to her teammate. Ace Jack, Jack 8. Kathy finding the raise here. I believe I heard 55. I think the only way I see Kathy defending this hand is if she builds a story in her head that he may be getting out of line against her and starting to try to steal the opens. But as we can see the cards here. Oh, excuse me. Forgive me for that, but yeah, as we can see the cards here, absolutely nothing out of line with this 3-bet. But wow, Kathy really giving it a think here. Burning some time banks. And she does fold it. I think there might have been some dynamic there too where she maybe wanted to wait and hold until she could get to the break so that Alex can play the next hand rather than herself. What do you think, Richard?
Maybe. That's an interesting strategy for sure.
Frankly, I thought it was something else entirely until I heard the bell there and realized that, yeah, they're going to be changing. And I believe not just swapping out teammates. I believe we're actually going to be heading off to a short break. But as the players swap seats, maybe that's not the case. Yeah, it looks like we're moving straight on through it. Keeping the action flowing, so don't go anywhere. Just give us a few moments to get these cards in the air. And this is going to give us an insight into how these teams play differently. Oh, well. Okay, we do indeed see a raise. And then we have Team Kathy. Alex, this time from Team Kathy, choosing to defend the 6-9 offsuit. Checking over the pre-flop aggressor. Excuse me. I'm starting to lose it here, folks, as we get well past midnight. But Team Thailand does bet their top pair here. And again, see how Alex likes to play his draws. As you'd expect, that's a lot of chips. That is not 20K. I think we might be seeing fireworks here. He's put in 57K. A lot of draws that can be doing this here. I think the perception would be Alex probably would be the type of player to be jamming pocket pair, so it's probably not a set. You block 2 pairs, so it's a lot of draws. I would... She's going to say, okay, Richard, that is more than 57,000 there.
She's a crusher, man. She doesn't lay down and take it. She just gives it and gives it. Alex puts in a sizable bet. She just comes back with a massive 3-bet. 145K. Quick fold by Alex. Wow, this lady continues to impress me. Team Thailand doing very, very well. I think you also, like we say, you don't expect it from a female, you know, it's just, maybe she's not bluffing, maybe she really has it, you know, and actually, she's just at it.
That's right, Richard. But I'll tell you what, it's going to be pretty difficult to look around and find someone who's going to be 3-betting the flop as a bluff. Heads up, as ranges get wider, certainly you can find them, but it takes a real sicko to be 3-betting, at least with air, right? Hearing almost absolute silence from the table.
Yeah, it is strange. They were quite talkative in the beginning.
House husband making a return in the chat here. Not sure what, I mean, I see it's the yin yang symbol. I'm not sure exactly what it means in this context, but happy to interact with any of the almost 300 of you joining us at home.
Team Kathy, let's see how they approach this. Raised to 20K. I don't think I've seen Team Thailand fold their hand, so. Queen 3 deuce 2 hearts. Alex did start with a min raise pre-flop, so can continue here on the queen high.
This will be a bit of a test, Richard, you said. You're not sure if you've seen her fold a hand, and this is one of the worst ones you might find yourself holding when playing non-limit hold'em. You can see here, I appreciate it. She does play it as a raise. You're going to want to, if you are playing a raise strategy, are want to put all the junk in that raising range.
Jack 8-8. She can see bet on this one, I think. Nice little range bet of 2 big blinds. Ooh, how's that? Oh, maybe it wasn't on purpose.
I don't know. We got a little teaser of maybe things to come.
Look good.
And now with the 6 rolling off there, Team Thailand seemed to have already shut down the bluff, deciding not to stab at it any longer. I think responsibly so. Many hands that are going to continue here on the queen are not going to fold. And excuse me, Team Kathy tries to get some value, but won't be getting called by 5 high. Here we see once again the head-to-head shot. Don't have the hands yet. There we go. Now this is a setup I can get behind. Both players with 9 high. And now Team Thailand taking the passive action, giving Team Kathy the chance to bluff, and they're going to take the stab and take it down.
Ooh. Team Thailand raising into the ladies of Team Kathy. Three-bet here from Team Kathy. Can I get called off by the 10 deuce? My goodness. 8-6 deuce on this flop. Monotone, wrong tone for Team Thailand. They just find bottom pair, excuse me, but wow. Refusing to fold. Kathy just goes and sets up on the turn. Absolute monster. Check mark on the hand. $124 in the middle. It's gone for 40%, 40k, excuse me, into the 124.
And that's a very respectable pot there. Picking up with the set of queens. I understand wanting to defend some of your opens if you're going to play the open strategy, but 10 deuce, definitely on the lower end of the spectrum of hands that I'd want to be defending with and trying to play. Especially as we see, I mean, if they're only going to be 3-betting their strong hands and you're defending with 10 deuce, a lot of times you might be hitting a 10 and getting stacked because they have queens, kings, and aces. I mean, we haven't seen now Team Thailand's turn to have pocket queens. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Richard. We just haven't seen a light 3-bet. And honestly, because of that, if that's the dynamic that begins to be acknowledged here with no one really 3-betting light, maybe some of these really strong hands like queens and kings and aces, and I mean ace king maybe as well, it's not as made as those other hands, but might want to start seeing those flat even out of position. Honestly, set a bit of a trap, especially as these stacks get shallower. Let your opponent maybe hit a pair and try to stack them that way, because frankly I just don't expect the 3-bets to get called that often. So I'd say you're probably potentially missing a lot of value when playing your strongest hands as 3-bets. That, or of course the other option is to start 3-betting more often, finding more 3-bet bluffs, but that's a much harder strategy to execute. And you see right here, not exactly a 3-bet as she limped the button and then Team Kathy went for the ISO, but a similar idea in theory. And this may be one of the issues when you start 3-betting or isolating lightly, is you put yourself in these situations where you feel compelled to need to blast off. But in poker, your opponent is more often than not going to make a hand, and a simple act of aggression is going to secure you a very nice pot here. Momentum swings back in Team Kathy's favor. Now, excuse me. Now, what I'm wondering is when we might see team swap again. You see Alex look there at the clock. He has the answer. We do not. But it feels like it's been a minute. Feels like it's been a minute since we've seen the other players on the team. This is a hand here. Ace 10 on the button. Or sorry, 4-5 on the button. Team Kathy, I like this. Play these hands that want to see flops as a flat, so if your opponent decides to ISO, you can still comfortably call and play in position. But this ISO is huge. 5x the big blind. And Team Kathy, Alex there, not deterred. He says, I limp to call an ISO almost regardless of size.
Queen 8-8. Rainbow on this flop. Team Thailand going to continue the story.
Yeah, and rewarded for such a massive ISO size that now that bet and take it down comes with a lot of weight. Stripping 5 big blinds from your opponent's stack in a heads-up match is crucial. Waiting for the cards to get in the air here. 7, 6, and pocket sixes. Limp and an ISO. Team Kathy chooses just to go 3.5x. All right, dealer, let's see what you have in store for us. Do you have any coolers in the tank?
Pretty good start. Jack 5-4. Open ender here for Team Thailand. 6 is still good though at the moment.
And I think everything you've been commenting on, Richard, so far is Team Thailand will take the most aggressive action possible on most opportunities. So just calls here. That's a 10 of hearts. Doesn't change anything. Does give another scare card, though, for Team Kathy if Team Thailand wants to start bluffing at it. Team Kathy not going anywhere, and gotta say, I respect it. I don't know if there's been an adjustment made, if they've been checking on the stream, the delayed stream, to see how aggressive she is, but as you've said, you know, usually the image of the women they're a bit on the tighter side, but we know that's not true, at least in this instance. And just checks it back. That's going to be a huge one. Big momentum swing for Team Kathy. Not a lot of anything there. Not a lot of reaction, but here Kathy comes. Can she close it out? now with about a 4-1 chip lead, I believe.
Yeah, huge momentum swing there for Team Cathy. Add a whole lot of chips to their holdings. Takes them away from Team Thailand, who've been dominating things here, some people would say. Pretty uncontested so far. Let's see what Cathy can do with this newly formed big stack. Well, she's just going to power jam. The Queen 8 offsuit. My goodness, Cathy. Oh. And he's gonna snap caller. Oh my goodness. Ace 5 offsuit, gonna play the Queen 8. Cathy with a bit of a misstep. Definitely didn't want to get called. Blind v blind, 15 big blinds. No, I don't really falter. Ballsy move. Needs to dodge an ace or a 5. Needs to hit a queen or an 8 more importantly. A 9 brings us some additional outs in the form of that 6. As well as a jack. Can she find it one time? She cannot to seal the victory, and instead it is Team Thailand with a beautiful double up after suffering a big knock there in that previous hand with the 6s and the 7-6. Kun Om comes straight in and just starts cleaning up again. This man is a real pro.
Oh, call. For some reason, I thought I heard all in. I was like, what a gift. An opportunity for Team Cathy to bounce back. Now it's ace-king suited. How does she want to play this? You still have plenty of chips, and she just jams it. She just jams it. The suited variety had a little more playability. She could have went for a bit of an ISO. We saw Team Thailand go for a 5x ISO that got called, so could have tried to find a little bit of value in between the lines there rather than going for it all. Ooh, where's this angle coming from?
Nice.
Really working the angles there. Shout out to our media team. Kathy raising it up and taking it down. We're getting very close to evening up the stacks. 600,000 chips in play in total. And if those are stacks of 20, well then that's going to put her at about 275 or so. Maybe 272 if you really had to make me guess. But luckily that's not my job. 248. Apparently that's only a stack of 8 there on the top. And also, I don't know how to count. Fortunately for Kathy here, whatever she was trying to display for us is covered by the graphics. Now she's going to have to win this if she wants to earn the right to give a shout out. Needless to say, flopping trips heads up is pretty good. So good, in fact. You see Team Kathy less than 1% to be able to win this hand. Team Thailand betting 25K into about 60. Really big bet here.
Yeah, it is about 40%, right?
Right. But on a board where, I mean, I don't, not to say I don't like it. I mean, if Kathy's going to get sticky, not saying she's that type of player, but, or if she hit the 3, you can try to go for all of it so quickly. But on a board like that, just hard to get called by a lot. For those at home that don't know, flopping a flush draw, people are always so afraid when 2 cards, like when a flush draw is possible. Flopping a flush draw is about as likely as flopping a set, actually. Be surprised at how many poker players don't know that. It's about 1 in 9. Not very likely. So just because there's a flush draw present doesn't mean that you have to be so scared of it. Now, back to the current action here. This is one where we might see it all go in here, Richard. This could be everything. Yeah.
There we go.
Because Kathy might just open jam the 7s, and of course she's going to get called. Surprised as seen to get called so quickly. And this is a good old-fashioned race in which Team Kathy is slightly ahead. For those at home, this is when you're going to need to cheer on your team.
That's it. Pocket 7s, all in and at risk. 10, 10, 5. A pretty nice flop here for the 7s. Still clean. Just need to avoid one of those aces or jacks in the deck. 5 pairs. That brings an additional out. 2 outs, excuse me. In the form of those 2 remaining 5s. Got a clean river and a full double up for Kathy.
Yeah, full double up and not putting Team Kathy in the driver's seat. They're going to have about 80% of the chips in play, and these blinds have not been kind. It's going to leave Team Thailand quite crippled. Making sure we get the chip counts all right. Making sure we get Team Kathy the exact double up that she is entitled to. There we go, and we even get a little look there at her HKPT patch. Shout out HKPT, Hong Kong Poker Team, Hong Kong Poker Tour. Are you aware what it stands for? Yeah, well, we're pretty bad at our jobs because that is one of our sponsors of the Players Series. I know that much. Looks like the 5-3 was given up, so it's going to be a walk for Kathy with King Queen offsuit. Everything going her way now.
Yeah, big chip ball stacking up there in front of her. Team Thailand going to need a little bit of Thai magic to come back here from the dead. Currently sitting on around about 100k.
King, Queen offsuit. Oh, never mind. I was about to say once again, this time Ace-9 suited. Still very strong hand and going to be willing to call it off here. Question is she going to get sneaky and limp it?
Yep. Snap call from Team Thailand. Cards on their back. Oh, King, Queen versus the Ace-9. King, Queen all in and at risk. Need to hit just one time. A king or a queen. Any one of those will do. Jack 7, 5, 2 hearts. No help. Jack pairs the board on the turn. Still just need a king or a queen. Otherwise this one is over. And it is, just like that. It's GG's to Team Thailand and congratulations to Team Kathy and Mr. Alex Lee.
Yeah, congratulations to Team Kathy and Alex. Just want to go out and say that these were the two teams that we bet on there, Richard. And if you remember, not to break my arm, pat myself on the back, but Team Kathy is the one that I bet on. Something about that that confidence she has with such little knowledge of the game. Really, truly inspiring. And if that isn't inspiring for you folks at home, it goes to show you that anyone can do it. This poor girl, I'm not even sure if she knows what suited connectors are, but that won't stop her from taking down this event and the top prize of 10,000 Taiwanese dollars.
Yeah, big congratulations there to Team Kathy. Well done. As she says, fish can win. That's true. If you can do it, we can all do it, Kathy. Thank you for inspiring us. And thank you to all of those joining us here on the YouTube stream. It's been a pleasure for myself, Richard Cooper, alongside
Thomas Liffick. It's been an absolute pleasure. And come back and see us tomorrow as we will be commentating the Players Series Super High Roller. But until then,
see ya.
See ya.
Welcome to Asia's largest online poker room. Our next generation poker software is now initiating. Elevate your online experience with a wide variety of poker variations to choose from. Get fully immersed with fun and social features. Level up your game with PokerCraft and Smart HUD. Unlock a wealth of rewards including cashback, bonuses, and jackpots. Join world-class poker tournaments featuring some of the world's most renowned brands and the largest guaranteed prize pools in the world. Experience the best in customer service and hassle-free transactions for a seamless online gaming experience. With online poker available on all your devices, you'll be able to play your favorite games anytime, anywhere. Sign up now and elevate your online poker experience today.
大家好，我是 Tony， 现在给大家解说一场就是去年2024年的德州休斯顿的一场POKER在那边的一场